Welcome back to us wrapping up talking about minor scales. So we've talked about major scales in detail, we've talked about key signatures, and we started talking about minor scales. So far, what we've talked about regarding minor scales are what we refer to as natural minor scales. So if you remember, this is what a natural minor scale should sound like. Which, in contrast, sounds very different to that major scale that we've looked at. But in the world of minor scales, we have two other types of minor scales that it is absolutely imperative that we learn about. And that first type of minor scale is our harmonic minor scale. So as we've talked about in the past, music has harmony and melody. And the harmonic form of the minor scale is going to be used especially when we're using harmony or when it's being used in a harmony. And so the one thing that happens to a harmonic minor scale that doesn't happen to our natural minor scale is that we raise the seventh scale degree so that our scale sort of sounds like this. Well, you might be asking, why does this exist? Why is this a special type of scale? Well, as I mentioned, it's called the harmonic scale. And the reason why this exists is because when we're talking about harmony, there are two really, really, really important chords in any key. And that would be our tonic chord or our dominant chord. When we think of our tonic chord, another way to think of that is our home base. So if we're in the key of C, our tonic chord is C. If we're in the key of A, the tonic chord is A. That's where we feel most at home. Our dominant chord, or our fifth, is our next most foundational chord in our key. And if you've ever listened to classical music, especially in the time of Mozart, you'll hear lots of bum 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 bum, or that's going 1 5 1 5 1 5 1 5 1, really nailing home what those two home bases are. But the problem in a minor key is the fact that that 5 is minor, and it doesn't seem quite as final to go a minor chord to a minor chord as opposed to a major chord to a minor chord. So versus the much more final and the only difference between those two progressions was that the second chord the first time had that regular 7 in it in the key of A, and the second time we raised it to make a minor chord. So remember, when writing a harmonic minor scale, you always want to start by writing out the natural minor scale. So we can see here the B natural minor scale written out. It has 2 sharps in the key signature, nothing else there. So after you write it out as the natural minor scale, then all you have to do is go in, and in this case in B harmonic minor, put your A sharps in, making sure on both sides of the bar line. And so now we have that raised 7th. So please go ahead and try number 15. Very similar to the example that you see on the page. You're going to use a key signature, write out the natural minor scale first, and then add in your sharp fifths. That you will do going up and going down the scale. In exercise 16, you're going to just go up the scale. So from your tonic to your tonic, not going do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, not going do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, so, fa, mi, re, do, just on the way up, and you're going to use a key signature. Please complete that now. Now, let's do some practice not using a key signature. So, in the natural minor scale, the semitones, please remember, are found between notes 2, 3, and 5 and 6, as we see here in this E natural minor scale with that raised F sharp. So that's our only sharp in this one. Then, so still, we want to write the natural minor scale first. Then we come in and we add in that seventh. So in this case, we go from just having the F sharp to having an F sharp and a D sharp. Also notice that they have included slurs where all the semitones exist in the scale. So here in example 17, you are going to write a clef, but not a key signature. You are going to be writing accidentals next to the notes and then marking the slurs with a semitone. Then in question 18, instead of doing the ascending ones like you did in question 16, you're going to start from the top note and go down using accidentals and marking the semitone. Please complete that now. So what happens when you're dealing with a flat key signature, or when your flat or your seventh note is a flat? So here, for example, is our C natural minor scale with a key signature. We can see that the C natural minor scale has 3 flats. Now, wait a second. Our 7th scale degree is one of those flats. So what do we do? Well, quite simply, instead of making it a sharp, we're still going to raise it a semitone, but remember, we go from flat to natural to sharp. So instead of a sharp, we're just going to put a natural sign next to that B flat to raise it up to where we need to be. So now please go ahead and work on question number 19, where you're going to be using key signatures and writing the scale going up and down. Most of these you're going to have to naturalize that 7th scale degree. And then more practice with the key signature descending from the top down with these harmonic key signatures. Please work on that page now. So, finally, talking about harmonic scales. So, what happens when you're not using a key signature and you have a flat that is your 7th scale degree? Like this scale here, our F natural minor scale. So notice that it starts on F and it has an A flat, a B flat, a D flat, and an E flat. Now, that E flat is the 7th scale degree. And as we were just talking about previously with the key signatures, all you have to do is to change that flat to a natural. However, without a key signature, we have never told the person playing this that E flat is supposed to be an E flat. So in this case, you do not need to write a natural next to that E. Simply not writing the E flat is enough to make that happen. So now please complete question 21 that asks you to write a clef and accidentals next to the scale, so there should be no key signature. And then they want you to label the dominant or the fifth scale degree with a Roman numeral 5. Then on question 22, you're going to do an ascending scale from bottom to top using accidentals just like we did and marking the semitones. We'll leave that there for today. Next time, we'll finish thinking about minor scales, where we'll introduce the third type of minor scale, our melodic minor scale. Make sure also to check out the podcast for this month. But other than that, thank you, beginning band, and we'll see you again real soon. Ciao.